Let's understand 5 AI terms that you hear almost everywhere, but that often aren't explained very clearly. Let's draw 5 boxes. Label them from left to right. LLM, token, context window, hallucination, fine-tuning. We'll fill them in one by one. Let's start with the first box. An LLM is the AI model itself. It's the system that predicts what words should come next based on everything it learned during training. Think of it like autocomplete, but on a much larger scale. Your phone predicts the next word in a sentence. An LLM predicts entire paragraphs, pieces of code, emails, stories, and conversations. So here's the simple definition you can remember. An LLM is an advanced autocomplete system trained on an enormous amount of text. Now move to the second box, the word token. People often hear this word and imagine it means a whole word. Not always. Think of tokens like Lego bricks. Some Lego bricks are large, some are small. When an AI reads your sentence, it doesn't necessarily see complete words. Instead, it breaks your text into small pieces called tokens. Sometimes one token is a whole word. Sometimes one word becomes several tokens. The important part isn't exactly how they're split. The important part is that tokens are the small building blocks the AI works with. If the AI is reading a sentence, it's really reading lots of tiny pieces, one after another. So to understand it simply, tokens are the small pieces of text an AI reads and generates. Now let's move to the third box, the context window. This sounds technical, but the idea is actually simple. Picture a desk. A small desk can only hold a few books at once. A larger desk can hold many books. The desk isn't your brain. It's just the amount of information you can spread out in front of you while you're working. An AI's context window works the same way. It isn't the AI's intelligence, it's simply the amount of information the model can actively consider during one conversation. A larger context window means the AI can keep more documents, messages, or code in front of it before it starts forgetting older information. So to understand it simply, context window equals working space, not intelligence. That's an important distinction. Now let's move to the fourth box, the hallucination. This is one of the most misunderstood AI terms. People sometimes imagine something mysterious happening inside the model. The reality is much simpler. A hallucination happens when the AI confidently gives information that isn't true. Think about a student taking a difficult exam. They don't know the answer. Instead of saying, "I don't know," they confidently make something up. That's very similar to what an AI hallucination looks like. The AI isn't trying to lie. It's predicting words that sound reasonable, even when they're incorrect. So to understand it simply, hallucination means confident guessing, not intentional deception. Now moving to final box, the fine-tuning. Imagine two students graduate from the same school. One becomes a lawyer, the other becomes a doctor. Both received the same basic education first, then each attended a specialty school. Fine-tuning works in a similar way. A general AI model learns broad knowledge first. After that, it can receive additional training for a specific task or industry. For example, one model might be fine-tuned for medical writing, another for legal research, another for customer support. The base model stays similar. The specialized training changes what it becomes especially good at. So right underneath, fine-tuning is like sending the model to specialty school. Now let's connect everything together with one example. Picture someone asking an AI to summarize a long research paper. First, the LLM reads the request. It breaks both the question and the paper into tokens. Those tokens fit inside the context window, which is simply the amount of information the AI can work with at one time. The AI generates a summary. If it invents a statistic that wasn't actually in the paper, that's a hallucination. Now imagine that same model had been fine-tuned specifically for scientific research. It might produce summaries that better match the style and terminology used by researchers. Notice how all 5 terms work together. They're not isolated concepts. They're different parts of the same system. Once you understand them, you'll find it much easier to follow how modern AI systems actually work. If you have a question about any of these terms, leave it in the comments, because we may cover it in a future lesson. And save this as your AI cheat sheet.